Good morning, traders. Richard here doing a quick Ichimoku cloud chart market review of Bitcoin. Now, we've had a tremendous correction in Bitcoin. It was a giant sell signal here when it sliced through the bottom end of the cloud. The outlook then changed from bullish to bearish since price action is below the cloud, and that's generally bearish from an Ichimoku cloud chart perspective. But all is not lost. Bitcoin rebounded fantastically from these old cloud chart support levels. We see this cluster of 34,712, 30,963, and got very close to the bottom end of this cloud chart support zone, this February zone's entire long support zone, multi-week support zone of 29.8 and 29.88. So this is a major support zone. There is risk that we can retest these levels, but it would appear that Bitcoin somewhat found support at the top end of this 34,712 cloud chart support zone. So as long as Bitcoin stays above these levels and don't dip below, there should be an opportunity for a swing trade back up to the bottom end of the cloud, as well as this standard line here. That's the other cloud chart resistance level. So these are the upside resistance targets, 43,562, and this standard line here. It's also just above 44,000, the key support resistance level. And then the bottom end of the cloud here, as well as the top end of the front end of the cloud, that's another resistance zone for Bitcoin. So it'll be interesting to see if we're going to get back up to these levels. Let me pop that label in there. 47,421 is the upside resistance target. So MACD buy signal down here. So it's going to be a slow grind higher here. Since price action is below the cloud, we are trading counter trend. Any kind of swing trade below the cloud is counter trend in the making, because we are buying something, bargaining on a swing trade back up to the bottom end of the cloud. So that's kind of where we're at in terms of the swing trade there. Looking at the weekly, you can see a Bitcoin still got some downsides, risk to the top end of the cloud. Yeah, these support zones here, as well as that cluster. So these lows of 29,088 can be a potential rebound on a weekly. And I fear that this might be a downward continuation pattern down, a little bit of retracement, another leg down. So there's quite a significant risk that this can drop down to the 24,000, this bottom end cloud support level there. So that's the significant risk. But price action is still above the cloud from a long-term perspective. And this correction is much needed because Bitcoin became very extended from the top end of the cloud. There's numerous cloud chart sell signals on the 4-hour in and around the 60, 55,000, 58,000 level. So this market correction is now taking place. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, we can see we're now struggling. Bitcoin, briefly back above the 4-hour here, so that was bullish, but we're now back in bearish territory. But we do see that these lows here are significant support zones. So these can be swing trade zones from these levels. Kind of buy back with the idea that the trade will get back above the top end of the cloud, and that will change the outlook to bullish once again. So that's kind of the catalyst we're looking out for. So this is kind of my buying range, 33,875, anything below 36,000 potential buying area, as well as these 30,000 lows. Yeah, these lows are also significant support levels to watch out for on the 4-hour chart. Back to the daily, just looking for swing trades here. The target is back at the bottom end of the front end of the cloud. So 40,430 is the first target here for a upside potential from the swing trade. And I'm buying in and around current levels, as well as any kind of test to these lows here for potential rebound in Bitcoin. But these are the downside rebound risk targets, so to speak, in case Bitcoin becomes a bit more weaker. We should see a rebound come back in, or support come back in at these levels. But swing trade opportunities from current levels in and around 36 to 33,000, back up to the bottom end of the cloud from an Ichimoku cloud chart perspective. Until next time, happy cloud chart trading.